we're going to talk about continuous monitoring. So this is something that has been happening for a little while at USW, so we need to be on top of it. All right, so first things first, you jump on your browser and go to the SharePoint. Okay, now what you're looking for is the FCI Quality Assurance and Enhancement, the FCI QAA team. Everyone should have access to this. All right, and there are a few things that you should be able to access as part of it. So, to focus on continuing monitoring, these are the areas that we're going to look at. For course leaders, we're looking at the course action plan, and we're looking at the course report. And for module leaders, you're looking at the module report and the module action plan. And I'm going to show you from a course leader perspective, but the rules still apply for everything else. So, every month, you go into course report. Click on that and it should open up. All right, and what we're looking for here is when the course report was updated. So scroll across, scroll across, scroll across. So for example, this one was modified 5 days ago and this one was modified on the 15th of March. Now what we're looking for that is for this never to be more than a month old. So we'll go up the top here to the right hand side, you can see a funnel, and we will filter these reports so we know whose is whose. So a simple thing would be to filter by who was the last person to modify it. So usually going to be course leader. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. So we're going to use Lee as an example here. Click apply, and it will filter out to anything, filter everything out except for Lee's report. So we can see that Lee has modified his report 5 days ago, which is great. And what we're looking for is, great, this is a contextual statement's been modified. So what we're looking at is that you double click and you edit. So we're just going to edit this report. And you can see here is the report coming up. And let's take a look through it. So that's all fine, that's all fine. So for example, if the course leader changes, you'll of course need to change that. Okay, jumping into contextual statements. So what I'd like to see is something like today's date, and then maybe some broad stroke stuff like we have here with Lee. Or if everything's going fine, it might say course report reviewed and updated, all course actions reflected in the action plan. Something like that, which basically just says I've looked at it and I reviewed it and I've focused on the action plan. Okay, let's scroll through. So you can see that we might need to put stuff in here. You can see Lee's updated that. There might be some issues impacting the course. Anything to do with engagement, for example. Anything to do with specific data. So one of the things that might be relevant right now is NSS results, so return results. We've had very, very high NSS return results. Perfect to put that in your course report. Okay. And you can see that's the head of school review and write stuff down that needs doing. The course leader needs to review and write what's his reflection on the rating, any proposed changes to the course, all that kind of stuff. So then all you do is you save that. Now I'm not going to save that because I will overwrite Lee's report. So that's the course report done. That needs to be done every month. Okay, we've come back to the home page and we're going to jump on the course action plan. So I'll use the same course as an example, but you can see the same kind of thing. So there's a few things we need to look at. So at the same time every month, we need to be going through our action plans and making sure that we are updating or closing or adding any new actions. Now, actions that can be used in a very strategic way. It's important that we create an evidence base so that when we want to make changes to the course or when student response reflects the changes need to the course, that we have it doesn't come as a surprise and we have an evidence base. What we don't want is for students to have some kind of low grade issues, grumbles, for example, for a year, and have it not reflected in our action plan, that we've not tried to address it in any way, and then a complaint is made. Because then we will dig into that complaint and try and find out its source. And if it could have been addressed in a small way via the action plan, for example, students complaining that they don't have enough access to equipment. Well, if a year ago in the action plan we had, a review of equipment with the possibility of purchasing new equipment as an action, we could have addressed it. So what we're looking at here is the course title, and let's do the same thing. We'll filter it out. So we're looking for advertising design. Excellent. Okay, and this will be all the actions ever for advertising design. Anyone can create actions, but what we're wanting to specifically look at is those actions that are not complete. So I've filtered out for no, because that's not complete, and the course title. I'm just going to close that, and we can see, let's scroll across. So let's take a look at some of these deadlines. You can see all these deadlines are in the future, which is great. So there's nothing outstanding that needs completing. And let's take a look at the action. So we've got maintain consistency across the course. That's certainly something ongoing. And we can see that all of these have been recently updated. So that is a very simple way of resolving our issues with the continuous monitoring meetings. Now, continuous monitoring isn't there as a painful admin exercise. It's there for us as the course leaders, as the module leaders, and as the academic subject managers to use as a strategic way to improve the program. Yeah, everything we're looking at here, from our EE reports to our feedback from our rep meetings, to our loop data, to our NSS data, all that kind of stuff needs to feed into your course reports and course action plans so that we can continually enhance the program. One of the big issues facing all courses at the moment is recruitment. That should be reflected in the report and the action plan. Okay, thanks very much.